It started in Midrand Gallagher yesterday. Let's cross to her now. She's got some guests. Good morning, Elisa.
It's a very good morning once again, Sam. Currently, the comrades and the delegates are trickling in bit by bit. Remember yesterday, by this time, many of them, hundreds of them, excited, coming in anticipation of this much-awaited Special National Congress of the Workers' Federation, expressing themselves through song, obviously reflective of the divisions within the union. But let's talk about economic issues within this Congress. I'm joined now by my colleague, Frank Nxumalo, who does economics at SABC. Frank, thank you so much for joining us this morning. First, the issue of deliberations yesterday done and dusted with, and Cosatu wants to deal with the issue of cohesion and unity. But really, the matters should be more about the workers, shouldn't they?
Yes, thanks, Yolisa, and a very good morning to listeners, viewers at home. With the political issues now effectively out of way, with the other camp that wanted the issue of former General Secretary Zwelinzima Mavavi and Nxumalo to be brought into the agenda, being out of the way, Cosatu can now focus on the real economic issues that affect the workers. At the present moment, currently, there's massive retrenchment, especially in the private sector. You have last month Anglo Platinum, which was one of the signatories to the Platinum deal last year. Less than 12 months down the line, they retrenched more than 12,000 workers. So Cosatu now needs to focus on their fundamental task, which is to protect workers' jobs. And at the present moment, with the fragmentation, with the political fights, that has not been happening. But hopefully now, going forward, they are going to change the way they approach issues.
And as you rightly say, Frank, the issue of the minimum wage, e-tolls, labor broking, it would seem like they've been dealing mostly with the issues that have to do with politics than the actual issues that are fundamentals to them, which is to deal with the worker-related issues. What is happening on that front?
On the issue of the national minimum wage, the debate is whether to have one figure that will be cover all sectors nationally, or to have what they call a sectorial minimum wage. For example, you have a minimum wage for mining, you have a minimum wage for the public servants, you have a minimum wage for agriculture. So the debate is there. But during the last summit at NEDLAC here in Kalaka Estate, which was chaired by the Deputy President, it was agreed that even if though we're going to have sectoral minimums, which are already operational in some areas, there should be a floor below which a South African worker should not earn less than that. And the proposal on the table, especially from Cosatu, which has been pushing this issue of national minimum wage, is a figure of around 6,000 rand. And before the end of this month, we expect some movement because there's going to be a report by the economic cluster minimum. So on that front, there has been progress. But the issue of e-toll is on and off. We have, it was about 2 months ago when the Deputy President went on air and announced that, if by next year you have not paid your e-tolls, you're not going to be able to renew your license for them, and which means you are not going to be able to drive on our roads. And the issue of labor brokers itself, it's actually, the feeling is that, even if there's a tug of war of that between the tripartite alliance, especially between Cosatu and the ANC, the feeling is that the issue of labor brokers is actually perpetuating the casualization of workers, where workers at most they can work for 3 months, which is not like what we would call a decent jobs. In addition to that, they don't have enjoy the benefits that are normally enjoyed by workers who are on permanent, like your medical aid, like your sick leave, and the contract they don't have. And actually, the other issue about labor brokers is that the worker himself is not directly related or contracted to the employer. He is contracted through a third party who is the labor broker. And the fight on that front is still continuing.
And Frank, just quickly and very briefly, the issue of public sector unions and wage negotiations?
Yes, that was a first in the sense that, I mean, after agreeing on a 7%, the state, backtracked and shaved off about 0.6%. But, I mean, there was a big fight. So now this 7% which was agreed earlier on is back on the table. And public sector workers, this month in July, they are going to get their 7%.
Frank Nxumalo, my colleague, breaking down the economic issues of this particular special National Congress. Well, that's it for us from here at Gallagher Estate for Morning Live. However, we're going to continue with the broadcast. The conversations continue throughout the day. Channel 404 SABC Television News. But also, we will bring this Congress live as soon as it starts. At the moment, it would seem like times are changing as we move forward. Sam?